Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I have another audiobook review for you, and this is for Party of Liars by Kelsey Cox. It's a Macmillan audio production. It has several narrators: Dan Bittner, Kate Hanford, Pearl Hewitt, Saskia Malaveld, and Susie Jackson. 10 hours and 57 minutes. Again, it's Macmillan Audio, and it's also published by Minotaur Books, which is part of St. Martin's. Now, the book, in the description of the book, or the blurb, it has Danny, Olathe, Michaela, and Kim. But we're going to back up a little bit to mention Sophie Matthews. It's about to be her Sweet 16 party. It's supposed to be this really lavish event, and it's supposed to have great memories for her. But we have to back up a bit, because one of the main characters in this story is Danny. Now, Danny is Sophie's stepmother. She's married to Ethan, and she's his much younger second wife. She has a newborn daughter, okay? Now, Danny is struggling with postpartum depression and paranoia. And that's one aspect, but when Danny moved into Ethan's house, that's where Ethan lived with his first wife, Kim, and with Sophie, right? So during the time that Kim lived there with Ethan, the house was reputed to be haunted, so there was an eerie vibe. Then you have Olathe. Olathe became Ethan and Danny's nanny, especially because she was dealing with postpartum depression. Now, I have to tell you something. I wanted to talk about Danny first because her issues with postpartum depression are kind of triggering to me, not because I've experienced it, but because one of my kids has experienced it more than once and is about to have another child. So every time I read about the thoughts that went through Danny's mind while she was dealing with this PPD, it kind of made me want to close the book and put it down. But I kept on reading. Now, I used two words, drama and intensity, in my review. But there's also secret, lies, and deceit. And then remember, the house is reputed to be haunted. And last thing I want to mention, like I said, five narrators. So with the five narrators, you have different voices. It was a really good book. It sucked you right in. And then you have one of the other characters, you have Kim. She was once a successful veterinarian. I never say that word right, veterinarian. And now she's a broken woman, relies heavily on alcohol. Then you have Michaela, who's supposed to be Sophie's best friend. And she's a sweet girl, right? No, she's a principal character in the story. And when you read it, you'll see why. Now, the story's told in all of these, all of these POVs. Danny, Olathe, Michaela, Kim. Even a couple of chapters from Sophie's POV. And then you also have flashbacks. So you have a dual timeline story. And it pulls all of these women together, kind of like if, let's say, you were taking something in the waist and you wanted to make a slip knot, and you made a few stitches and then you pulled it together and it makes it into a perfect seam. Well, that's how it was with this story with these five women. And that's why I couldn't put the book down. That's why, despite my worries about the triggering thoughts when I read about the PPD, I still gave it 5 stars. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Highly recommend it. One more time, the cover's been up on the screen the whole time. Party of Liars by Kelsey Scott. Thank you for watching.